Today, I'll be doing my persuasive speech over why I believe that lawmakers, in order for them to make agricultural laws, they need to have agricultural experience. So my job is to persuade you to agree with me. And here's a little facts to help you out. So, one of my favorite people is Sean S. Stevenson. He's quoted saying, "Most Americans are two to four generations removed from the farm. The general public has very little idea of what agricultural is about. Food is cheap and plentiful. Everyone takes it for granted." This is a perfect example of why I believe agriculture is extremely important, especially in the modern day, and extremely important on why we should educate many people. These include many of the lawmakers. To me, I don't believe the lawmakers should be able to, have the ability to create laws on a subject they do not know anything about. A little thing about our agriculture within the United States. Agriculture in the United States is the number one producer in corn throughout the entire world. Not only do we produce the most amount of corn, we also export the most amount of corn. Along with corn, we're also the biggest producer of soybeans. And just like corn, not only are we the biggest producer of soybeans, but we're also the biggest exporter of soybeans. With corn and soybeans, there's one big thing that any of my environmentalist friends might like a lot. This is corn and soybeans are also the biggest producer of your biofuels, including biodiesel, bio-oil, and some of your ethanol that's in gasoline. One big product that's used throughout the world is cotton. Cotton in the United States is up to, I believe it is third in the world now. It used to be first. Cotton is not only used in making clothing anymore. Cottonseed is also used in oils to be able to produce biofuel, biodiesel, and bioethanol, like what I talked about earlier. Now, moving on to example of why I believe that lawmakers that have no idea about agriculture should make laws is a perfect example of a law that was created in California. This law was a tax that is given to all farmers to have cattle. This tax is a tax on cows for their farts. Sounds kind of funny, but it's true. This taxes a cow that farts. This cow farts methane, which is supposedly a very big producer of our greenhouse gases that create global warming, which is not true. You get one volcano to erupt, it's way bigger than anything that we have around here. Don't you worry about the cows, just worry about the volcanoes. But a little fun fact about methane for you. Methane does not come from a cow's fart. Most methane produced from a cow is produced by their burps. Methane, also a fun fact for you, is a clean burning fuel. I don't know if you can do the math right now, but I think if we're having a hard time finding fossil fuels, or we don't want to be being reliant on fossil fuels, maybe we should be, maybe bottling up these cow farts, maybe producing a little bit of heat from them or energy. I don't know. I'm not a lawmaker, but it seems kind of common sense to me. But finally, what do I believe the in order to make an agricultural law, some of the requirements? I believe, just like any job in the world, I believe you should have either 5 years of experience or a bachelor's degree in agriculture. Not only that, I understand that agriculture laws need also to be able to look at them in an environmental standpoint. Granted, I am a farmer, but I also know that farmers can get a little crazy at times, and they probably should not be doing some of the stuff that they do. They may like pigs, but they do stink, and I'd rather them not be in a whole bunch of creeks and stuff. So, in order to combat that fact, I believe that there should be a board created in the United States that has not only farmers that produce the crops that we have and feed the world. I believe that we should have an environmental group that's in this group as well. That way they can work together and not only create laws that make sense, but laws that benefit both parties. Not only to take care of our environment, but to be able to take care of our food. Because in all honesty, one without the other, well, really isn't that important. Because if we don't have an environment, then we don't need to be producing food for our future generations. But if we have an amazing environment, but we don't have any food for our future generations, I don't think our future generations are going to be either one, very big, or probably will starve to death. Just saying. Seems kind of common sense to me, but, here I am still in speech class to finish my bachelor's degree. So I might not be the smartest in the world yet. But, in conclusion, this is why I believe, in order to create an agricultural law, I believe you should have at least some agricultural experience. Just like any job in the world, you need to have some experience to do it. But this is my 2 cents. I hope you believe me, and I hope you kind of stay to my side, or believe me a little bit. You have a good night. Thank you.